don't see a lot of feet if you watch Four Rooms, which
Yeah.
has an uncredited Bruce Willis appearance
Oh
Oh,
my.
that's exciting.
because
As
he
opposed to
was.
Pulp Fiction, where it had a very credited Bruce Willis.
It
It
did.
did.
It did.
It was literally like the studio that, or basically there was like a falling out between who made what movie, who made the movie, and Bruce Willis's like film agency and Ron Stream, and so they're like, yeah, fine, you can be in the movie, but you can't be credited at all. And he was like, okay.
Oh,
The
I
only
remember
two
hearing
Quentin
about it.
Tarantino movies I have seen are Django and Inglourious Bastards, and I liked both
Those
of
are good
them.
ones.
Those are
Those
both
are
good
good
ones.
So
The best
guess you could-
Tarantino movie, and I really think you should watch it. Not like ironically, God, there's just those feet are right in my face.
oh, don't
Lick him, Chuck. Lick him.
don't keep the toe cheese off stream.
The best is Death Proof.
I fucking love Death Proof.
It is such a good movie. It was part of the
I haven't seen it.
Grindhouse where
Yep.
him
I
and
also like Planet
Robert.
Terror.
I'm not a huge fan of Planet Terror. I appreciate
That's okay.
it, but
Yeah.
when you compare it to Death Proof, there's just such a huge gap in how good they are. But I mean, Death Proof has got. It's a really fun movie. It's got fast ass cars. The bad guy is Kurt Russell, who's goddamn amazing in it.
It's
Yeah.
great on rewatches because then it's like, oh, there's Kurt Russell in the background.
Yeah.
Shit.
But Planet Terror has, I think it's Robert Rodriguez on the little.
It does.
On the
He is on the
website.
little
Yeah.
bike. Yeah.
And
It's on
that
mopeds
never
with
gets
his-
old.
It is entertaining. And then whose dick is it that melts off in that movie?
That's Tarantino's.
Yeah, that's Tarantino. That's the
Okay.
other reason it's
Yeah.
Then he gets shot in his melted dick through a door.
Yeah.
Which is a fantastic way to die in a movie.
Those
Also
are
has Bruce
words
Willis.
that string into a sentence.
Yes, they are. So, yeah, April tonight, you and Theron after the stream, grab some more beer, sit down, watch Death Proof.
Okay.
You will not regret it. It is a very good movie, very fun. It is a
Well, I feel like-
Tarantino movie, so there's still a lot of gratuitous feet shots.
Yeah.
There is a lot of fucking feet shots in that.
It's fucking Tarantino. Like,
yeah.
he
Or if you
makes...
just want a really gory film, you watch Feast.
I don't think I've ever watched Feast.
Feast is very gory,
I haven't heard of that one.
but really twisted and well, not maybe really twisted, but it's messed up. And the sequels are more so.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Anyway, Joe, how long are you going to let us go on like this?
It's Friday.
True.
Welcome, everyone.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello there.
Friday on the DOK stream. That means chaos ensues as we try to play test my game that I'm dragging everyone through. It's going well. It's going really well. Yeah. Last time when we left off, we were
all hail the Hypno Jasper.
Yeah. He was in
Oh,
your spot
yeah.
last time.
Well, I also saw there was also like a spider animation.
Initially,
so-
I put the spider there, but I'm like, you know what?
Mhm.
I can do better.
It's fair.
Brainwashing. That
That's
always
better.
works.
If only the actual Jasper looked that cute.
I don't know what you're talking about. You just haven't listened to enough of his music yet, Joe.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh shit! There's a captain.
Yeah.
Hey, captain. There was a captain.
Last time we picked up, Chuck got a new leg again. Got his shrimp leg cut off
Mhm.
and replaced with a wood and fleshy moss kind of leg that's growing back.
Swamp Thing leg? Cool.
No, I wish. Like I was kind of hoping it'd be like wood and foliage, but no, it's just like it's a flesh-colored leg that like kind of has the texture of a dense like moss.
Yeah.
So like a post-apocalyptic mannequin leg.
Kinda a little more
Like-
forgiving.
His bone grew back as wood, and then this like moss is kind of growing off of it that is uncomfortably close to flesh.
Oh, you're like Moss Man from He-Man.
So if we
No,
pushed our
Mossman's-
finger into your leg, it wouldn't bounce back. It would just stay indented.
Well, I already tried to see if there was like I was thinking like real dense foliage or something. I could like hide stuff in my leg.
Mhm.
But I don't think so. I think it would bounce back. Maybe not as fast as the other leg.
Yeah.
You know, if you want, we can
Yeah.
go back and we can get you one too.
I'm good.
No, I was thinking about growing mushrooms on your leg.
Would that work?
What kind of mushrooms?
What? That's the question.
I mean,
Would
it
it
would
work?
work better than another leg. But
I mean, listen,
uh,
if I can be a walking magic mushroom farm, I'm down. I'm just gonna
Yeah,
need
check out
really
the
baggy
magic.
pants.
and it was kind of a pay it forward sort of thing from the giant moon lotus lady, Leshy,
Yeah.
saying that she wanted something done about the villagers that are kind of a poison to them. Their like blighted existence really gets in the way of their existence too, like just kind of toxic being in proximity of each other. So she wanted something done with that. As you guys left, you left Percy in the cave or in like the mining tunnels, and he was just kind of going around on the tracks for some amount of time. You're not sure how long he'll stay in there. And then you came out, you brought some TNT with you. Your plan was to get as many of the Eastlock people inside of the saloon and then blow it up while they were in there. Potentially getting people out of the way that were from the town first. And then you split, and half of you were going around trying to stealth kill all the people that were not in the saloon. And then the other people were setting up this explosion. But from some chaos that was introduced from chat from the audience, that plan got interrupted a little bit as a lot of the people that were sleeping woke up and the villagers started a little bit of their own sort of takeover in the middle of the night. And fight broke out. You killed most of the Eastlock people. There's still some that are alive running throughout the streets. And we pretty much ended it after this fight, after a little bit of a skirmish. You guys are standing in the middle of town. You have a bunch of TNT at your feet. And there's like a mob of these villagers that are kind of growing. They all have a lot of farming like implements and tools and torches and stuff. And we left off with that. But when we pick up, I had another bit of chaos to spend, another complication that I had left over. So I threw that out. And as we come back up, you see that there's this mob of people. You guys are kind of like in the middle of town. The fight was like kind of starting here to work its way over in front of the saloon. This mob of villagers was gathering up here, kind of towards the center up here. And you see that this mob is not looking towards you guys, like some of the people are, but they seem to be looking more this way towards the cave.
Oh,
Hmm.
they shouldn't be looking that way.
They should not. I'm not there. Am I there? I'm not there.
You are there. Let's
Oh, I
say
am.
You just
Okay.
poof. Well, you're not in the cave. You're just poof
Yeah.
in the middle of with everyone else.
Okay.
Yep. You pick up there. I think the only two Eastlock people that we know of that are have not been accounted for in this fight were the two that April tied their shoes together inside the saloon. They have not yet figured out a way to get off of the table that they're tied around. So, you know, there's two still in there. You hear lots of shouting. You see people with pitchforks, torches, gardening implements, and they're all kind of pointing them towards the cave passageway.
What a bunch of dicks.
Yep.
I mean, I guess let's head up there if we're not under immediate threats.
Hear some shouting, some screaming,
Mm-hmm.
some grinding of metal,
Oh no, he went off the
some
rails.
squishing, more
Oh.
screaming.
Oh no.
Percy.
Yeah, because we left him still on the rail tracks and just told him, go have fun.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Can you ping his emotions and see how he's how's he doing? How's he feeling?
Sure, I'll do it.
You do have that spell still going.
I was gonna say you got
Technically,
your.
it's been
No, I got
Yeah.
this. Joe, I cast that spell.
okay. With what?
Urban or common?
You mean the spell I
Unfortunately,
started
it's not an urban
two sessions
or common
ago?
spell.
Yeah, it would
You
still
weren't
be in
here for
effect.
it.
Are you telling me that I have to have particular talents or skills or things so I just cast
Yeah.
spells?
Unfortunately, that is
I
how it
just
works.
came here to have a good time, but I am feeling so attacked right now.
Well, you are, so.
How dare you dictate
But-
what my character
Get attacked.
How
within
dare
the
you, the
rules.
person making the game, decide
Yeah.
what my character can and cannot do?
Yeah.
You ping off of this spell, which is still going on. It's been a little bit of time, so it's probably getting towards the end of it. And you get a rush of emotions from Percy. He's a little bit closer than he was last time you checked on him. He was, a little bit deeper in the cave, but his ping comes back a little bit sooner than you expected, a little bit more vibrant than you expected. And it's just overwhelming fear, frustration, and anger.
He was trying to collect some voice boxes, probably.
And failing in doing so.
Yeah, he
Yes.
does that.
Shit.
You hear more screaming. You see the people that are bunched up around this mouth of the cave entrance. Some of them are breaking and running back into town. The pack is getting less and less dense. Some people are going up. As you guys are kind of here trying to make your way in, you see one very long, springy hand extend and attack, smashing down on one of the villagers, just crumpling them like a soda can into the ground, and then smearing them back.
Oh, that's an escalation there, Percy.
You hear the hatch of his jack-in-the-box close for a bit. It's some mechanical grinding.
Well, we still have a bunch of dynamite.
But
You do?
Percy, we were. What do we do?
Do we
still have a
have
bunch of
any
dynamite.
reason not to blow them up?
Here's the problem: is that we tried to both sides this whole situation, and we fucked ourselves.
So whose side do we take?
Ultimately, we were gonna side with what's her name, the
Quinlan.
blighted lady, not
Yeah.
Quinlan, not Jasper, because let's say you're a god or a god servant, whatever.
Well, yeah, we were
Mhm.
supposed to. We were going with Jasper to babysit him.
Yeah.
Yep. And then in the town, you managed to not talk to any of the blighted people, except
Yes.
for a few ones in the saloon.
All right.
And they all hate Percy. And Percy does not like them either.
And to be fair, the Leshies don't really like these people either.
No, they don't.
And they don't like Percy either.
Yeah.
So
The
maybe we should
Leshies
side with the
are
Leshies.
more indifferent about Percy. They don't really like him being around, but he's not like toxic to them in the same way that these people are.
We could just stay out of it and
I
Go
mean,
open a petting zoo?
I'm sure Percy will be fine.
yeah. These situations tend to resolve themselves, is all I'm saying.
The only
We have people to meet up north.
yeah, well, the only catch that I'm seeing with this is we do need to go in through the tunnel because it's like a shortcut through the mountain.
Well, here's the thing. If he's your pal, if he's your buddy, then we can just go by. We can just pass and let him do his thing.
Give me a stick of dynamite. I'll go get this settled.
And Quinlan will settle his shit, I'm sure. So
Mhm. Quinlan is farther. She's not up north, too, by the way. She got taken out to the trench. So
Oh, that's
she's very
right.
far
Oh, we have to go rescue her.
east of you guys.
we should probably go do that. You know what? That's what we'll go do. Let's go do that. This situation
Quinlan
will
is very
resolve
far
itself.
east, and then even farther east is Jasper wanting help with Azoy and all of the deep basin stuff.
Yeah, he can fuck off with all that.
Okay, is that the plan? We're just gonna load into our wagon and Go rescue Quinlan.
That can be a plan.
They've got all the dynamite they need.
They just hand someone a stick of dynamite, their Rudigar, and be like, "Good luck. We're gonna go."
Yeah. All right, give me a stick of dynamite.
There are 2 crates near you that have them.
I will go grab one that has less crystal growth on it.
Okay.
Come on.
And then I'm gonna go up to those people and be like, what's going on?
Then you try to talk to them. They seem very scared of this thing, and they're holding position, the few that are still up here. As you walk up, you're able to look around the corner and you see that Percy's box is closed. There's tons of blood and smears, and looks like bits of the rock have been kind of blasted off as he's been moving very roughly through here.
Okay.
And they're like, he's not moving at the moment. It's the box thing. We don't know how it got out.
Rudigar, got an idea. It's stupid.
Yeah.
Can we do it? Okay.
Okay.
And I'll go up to the people and be like, "Folks, you got it all wrong. You got it all wrong. I know you're all living with the blight. This box being is of the blight as well. He is one of you."
They look at it and they look back at you. Like, there's lots of things in the blight that try to kill us.
Right. And he is aware, and he knows that he's different, but he's trying to understand, and you got to try to understand him.
Teamwork. Like that.
That's right.
They look at the blood smear of one of their crippled friends.
He doesn't know his own strength. He's like a child. Would you murder a child?
Honestly,
Well-
If it's doing that, yes.
I was gonna say, I feel like we're the wrong group of people to ask.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the question.
Why do you think you can reason with this thing?
Because
Percy,
you can.
did they attack you first or did you attack them first?
You call that out, and after a little bit, you hear a muffled voice. He's like, "Oh, hey guys. So the people that we met, they said that they can teach me a song if I get rid of the villagers."
Percy, they were lying to you to get you to do very bad things.
I don't think they were lying. They said it very nicely,
Yeah, they were
kind
super
of like you guys.
They were super lying. Percy, I'm gonna climb up on your box real quick, and I want you to crack the lid so you and I can have a little private conversation.
Okay.
And I'll shimmy up the side of the box.
I'll talk to the crowd to kind of distract them all of them. Like, y'all know you got a whole congregation of peaceful Leshy living in this here mountain complex, in this cave system. But your presence here, and it's no fault of your own, it's making it hard for them.
You hear a few voices call out, and they seem to be murmuring among themselves. One person calls out, says, "We know about the Leshy, but there's not much we can do about it. This is the only place that we've found that we weren't bothered, but now the Eastlock have found us."
I'm gonna, when the crate opens, I'm gonna ask Percy, like, where are those people that asked you to do this?
So when the crate opens up a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
and just barely through like the sliver of moonlight that's going in, you see Percy's like porcelain head,
Yeah.
and just barely the top of his eyes. And you ask, like, who? You said who put him up to this?
No,
Or-
I asked where they are because
Where?
we know who put them up to
Where
it
they
because
are.
it was the group that we
Okay.
came across.
Yeah. He's like, "Oh, the people that we talked to back in the
Yeah,
cave. They're still there.
they're still back in the cave.
Yeah.
Okay.
They can't come out while the villagers are here. So I'm helping them. And then they're going to teach me a song."
Okay. So Percy, I really need to talk to you about trusting people that secretly mean you harm, and I would like to slide a lit stick of dynamite into his box.
Bring a valuable lesson today, Percy.
Stranger danger.
Yeah. Roll with advantage. It's funny.
This is a conceal test.
We're good people.
We're very good people.
Yeah, that'd be either dexterity or conceal.
I'm gonna go with conceal.
Yeah.
There's a telepathic thought sent strongly to the spell. Just real quick, if we kill everyone, no one will know what happened.
Would this be nature, society, or a cult?
I will take a cult for this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I have that now.
I also have an idea. We should blow the cave so that the Leshy can never get the moonlight again.
Or have to go the other way.
I'm gonna push. Okay.
Oh no.
It's fine. I'm gonna use my once per session re-roll of an agility test.
There you go. That's a lot of ones there.
Yeah, that shouldn't have happened.
That's
I'm better than
a
that.
hard push.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, thank
There's
God.
two. I really want to make sure this gets in there good. So
Yeah.
push.
There you go.
Okay. 3 successes. Armor does not do anything for push damage, correct?
Does not for push damage.
Okay,
Yeah, push
good.
damage ignores all protection armor.
Cool.
Mark 1 physical damage.
Yep. Oh, and hey there,
As
Oak.
you're welcome.
Yeah. So yeah,
take one physical as you light up this dynamite.
maybe that physical
Conversation.
damage can be me like slipping it in there, like trying to make sure it gets deep, like into them gears, and like leaping off for safety and like
Yeah.
connecting hard with the ground or something.
You try to do a backflip and your knees crack a little too hard.
No, I would not
My
do a
leg splintered.
backflip.
Ow.
No. This is a new leg. Like, I'm taking this impact strictly to the torso and face. Those are still fully hardened.
You can grow a new nose,
Yeah.
but this leg is still growing.
Yeah.
Can you?
Roll.
Well, with Leshy help, yeah.
Okay. So you toss this stick of dynamite
Mhm.
inside. You jump off.
Yep.
You start to run.
Yep.
And shortly after, it explodes. And you're expecting it to explode violently outward, as dynamite usually does.
Honestly, I'm kind of hoping that the box contains the explosion, and that way it really fucks up Percy on the inside.
Well, it does a little bit of that. So much so, though, the box doesn't open, and then after this explosion goes off, in fact, it starts to crumple inwards as you see, like, it's like pressurized or something from the outside, and it starts to crumple in and squish and crunch. See this
Okay.
black kind of mist ooze out of it.
Okay.
Eventually, it flattens down and just to a small little plate, almost the size of a coin, and it falls out of the sky and tinkles on the ground.
I'm definitely going to try and get away from that black smoke coming out of it.
Smoke dissipates a little bit. Eventually, kind of can't see it anymore. Disperses. And it's just a small black coin sitting where Percy used to be.
A nearby villager or something who just saw me save them be like, I
Mhm.
need to borrow something from you real quick, as I'm just going to like rip one of their sleeves off.
They're all just kind of in shock and staring at you. They don't protest.
Yeah, and I'll use that sleeve to go pick up that coin. Like, fold it
Okay.
many times. I don't want there to be any skin-to-skin contact. Or
It's heavier than you would expect
contact.
the coin to be, but it's like a very
Not gonna lick
hefty metal coin.
I am not going to lick this. No.
It's very like you have the fabric folded enough that you don't feel the heat of it from your fingers, but
Yeah.
you feel just like the air around it is very warm.
Okay. Is there
This
like
putting off a lot of
a
heat.
trough or anything nearby?
Yeah, there's
barrel?
2 troughs in your
Yeah.
Nope.
in your petting zoo.
I'm not boiling our zoo creatures. Like a barrel of water outside the saloon, something.
And yeah, there's probably one outside the
Yeah,
saloon you
probably.
can throw it into. Yep.
Yeah,
Main barrel.
I'll just go drop it in there. Let it sizzle for a little bit.
Dude. And that's exactly what it does. It hits it, makes this sharp hiss and sizzle, drops to the bottom. It boils for a little bit and then kind of calms down.
Yeah, once it's
And
calmed down.
they kind of stare at it for a little bit. They're like, all right, guess we'll get another thing of water.
Yeah, you definitely should. That's probably not safe anymore. And I'll push it over.
And they kind of look around and like, how'd you know that would do that?
I am an expert at taming blight-ridden creatures and slaying those that are too dangerous to allow existing. I'm your savior.
And then you hear more murmuring, and you hear some people kind of shouting though from the back and say like, "The Leshy sent this."
No. It was not the Leshies. There's actually a group of travelers that we met in the mine that the box creature, Percy, said put him on to the murdering of all of you.
They look confused.
Yeah? You want this to
Deceive.
be this isn't deception. I'll roll deception because I'm good at it. But
It is a deceive. It was the Leshy people that put them up to it.
I was gonna
What?
say, I'm very confused as to why you're trying to protect the Leshy people right
I
now.
thought it was the travelers that we met in the tunnel.
Those
the
were
Leshy people?
No, there were some regular ass people in there.
No, they were all Leshy.
Oh, we're gonna have to go kill all the Leshies.
What are you thinking of?
That's
There was
why I'm trying to blow up
There was
the
the
cave.
Leshy people that were like glow lichen moss people.
When we were
Leshy
initially
that were-
traveling through, like we heard people.
Yeah.
Were those Leshy?
Yeah.
Those were Leshy. They were glowing like moss Leshy people that were going out to collect moonlight for their moon lotus
can we-
Leshy queen.
Can we just say that maybe the others realize that I am confused and like, oh no, it was the Leshy people?
Yeah.
Fuck,
Yeah.
I like those
yeah,
people.
it was the Leshy people.
I
Well,
do too.
It was the Leshy people. We got a crate of dynamite. Why don't we go
Look,
take care of it?
The thing is, they need moonlight to live. So, like, if you could just stop your mining operations every full moon, so they can collect some moonlight for their hippie goddess.
No.
I mean, they did try to have Percy
Yeah.
actively kill
Yeah.
all the
If it
blinded
wouldn't
people.
have been the Leshy people responsible, I would have been like, maybe mine a tunnel so they can get some direct moonlight and they probably
No.
chill out. But nope, that changes things.
It really
Yeah.
does. It's the fact that we were trying to find a way to peacefully resolve this, and they fucked that up real
I
bad.
feel like we're gonna have to just murder everyone on both sides. I feel like that's what's gonna happen here.
So far, these villagers are
Like,
entirely
not the
innocent.
villagers, yeah, but I mean, like Quinlan and Jasper, we're just gonna kill them both, and then we'll
Quinlan
go kill
is-
some god thing.
Oh,
Quinlan's
speaking
on,
of killing, there's two really drunk guys inside that tavern with their shoes tied together. You might want to.
Are there? Is there anyone else in the tavern?
Are they Eastlock?
There were a few not more Eastlock people, but there were the two, but that April had like tied their shoes together. There were the bartender and like two other patron people, and those were villagers. But you don't see those people out in this.
Oh,
I got it. It's fine.
But you mentioning that, Jake, to the crowd of people with the pitchforks and torches and things, they all kind of look at each other for a bit. And they start yelling and they go into the saloon. You hear some screams.
you might want to form a water brigade, something. I hear that's good for building fires.
I don't know.
So can
Anyway.
we blow up the mine now?
Yeah, go.
Well, hold on that thought. We need to do a touch
Well, we do.
more.
We could use that route.
One, we could use that route. That's true. That route is worthwhile. We're not ready to go there first because we got to go rescue Quinlan.
Yeah, we do.
But
Mhm.
we could get down there a little farther. We got these crates of dynamite. Push the, the little alcove that the Leshy were in. Just push a mine cart down there loaded with lit dynamite. Run like hell.
Should we include a note that says, like, this is what happens when you're a dick?
Can they read?
No, I think they'll get the message.
No.
Yeah.
Fair
I
enough.
mean,
Fair
they'll
enough.
either get the right message or the wrong message. When the wrong message is flesh people
This is
hate
what
you.
This is what happens when we're dicks.
When you're a pistol. That's his pistol statement.
Oh, plant parts. I get you.
Don't do big brain stuff around me.
Huh?
What?
What?
All right, yeah, let's go blow up the Leshies. I hope it doesn't kill my
All right.
leg.
I'm really glad that we befriend people and then we murder them.
Listen,
Yep.
it just
Good
goes
about
to
this.
show that we're truly good people because
Equal opportunity murderers?
we give everyone a good first chance.
We do.
Until-
We do.
No.
And then once they
Till
prove
death happens, then we come out
But
on
you
top.
fuck up one time. Fuck you.
Benefit of the doubt. Come on, man.
We're ending
it's
this.
not like it was a little fuck up. That's
It's
right
true.
on me.
It's true.
there's the fart on screen.
Chuck.
Oh, it's
you
coming
farted
out of
from
your
the
mouth.
again.
Man,
It
you
was.
talk so much shit.
I really
is
do
really
talk
just
a
a
lot of
burp.
shit.
I mean,
It is.
a burp is just a fart out the other end.
Yeah. A burp is a mouth fart. Yeah.
Yeah.
What is a fart?
Okay.
What
Uh,
a butt crack.
Your plan
burp, butt burp.
is to take
butt
these
burp,
TNT
yeah.
Butt burp.
crates
Yeah.
back into the mines
Yeah.
off of the information that Percy said he was told to deal with the villagers.
Mm-hmm. Joe, your phrasing here makes it sound like we're missing vital information. And I
Quite
don't
possibly.
appreciate that.
I'm just making sure.
I do feel like that at some point there was a third party mentioned, but we may have overlooked that. But you know what? I was
Who
here.
cares?
No, there wasn't.
Fine.
It was definitely the Leshy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We're going to go blow up the Leshy's home.
Okay.
You
You
don't.
absolutely have more than enough dynamite to do that.
We gotta, and listen, I've got a long career as a miner and an explosives
do you?
expert
Oh, yeah.
in the field of mining. So I'm really gonna eyeball how much dynamite we're putting in this cart to make sure we don't overdo it and accidentally kill ourselves in a massive mountain-sized
Cave in,
cave-in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As you do. You know.
Yeah.
Like,
as mines are wont to do.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would say,
I mean,
without even a roll, you feel like the TNT that you have is a bit overkill for,
okay.
like,
so we
you were
should
set
send it all in.
off.
Is what you
Exactly.
So if you're
yes.
wanting to make a test,
Yeah, because I've got a lot of background experience as a miner.
do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
MINOR, yeah.
I'd say this is probably a discern.
You mean deceive, Joe?
Deceive that you were a miner.
I
He
do
hatched
believe
out
that
of
you
an
were, in
egg
fact,
at a ripe
child,
25 years
Rudiger,
old.
but
That is a great comment.
I take 2 points of what is that? That's mental damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really trying to sell it hard. That I was a foreman. Like there was like picks and rocks and stuff, and like there was veins, and like we kept hitting them, and just like fucking gold blood kept squirting everywhere.
And this was for your discern to see if.
No, that was for my deceive to try and convince the rest of them that
Okay.
I actually knew
That'd
how
be
much
2
to do.
fortune damage then.
Oh, okay.
Or peril.
Okay. Yeah, so we better just use 100% of it. It may not be enough.
Yeah, absolutely.
I
You don't want to half-ass
question
it.
your experience, but not your solution.
I appreciate
I
that.
feel like we should save at least a little
That's
Yeah,
not
we'll
a
save
bad
like 2
idea.
sticks of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why don't we round up and we'll call it 10 sticks. We'll save 10 sticks. That's one for each of our hands.
Like a crate. Like a crate worth or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah.
I'm cool with that.
The smaller, mostly empty crate. It's about 10.
Okay.
Are in it.
That's perfect.
Perfect.
We'll keep 10 for future use, for a rainy day.
Who's
Just
carrying that?
blow that fucking dynamite out of the sky. The fucking wagon's carrying it. I'm not carrying
Perfect.
dynamite.
It'll go nicely with all the animals.
I'm gonna fasten it into a belt.
If nothing, well, that or we strap it onto like Michael J. Ox and
Who would pull the wagon?
just slap him on the ass.
Can I make a crown out of this unstable dynamite?
Yes. Yes. Yes, you can. Or
It's your birthday.
here's what we do. We find and we steal a donkey. We put that donkey
What about
on
a
like
horse? Should we get a horse instead?
we should get a horse. That way I won't feel bad if
Yeah,
it
what I
explodes.
thought.
Yeah, we get
There's
a
some extra horses from the East Lock.
I
You gotta
thought
be
you
careful,
had
though.
good
They got tentacles.
experience with exploding asses.
that's just after I eat Taco Bell. Thank you very much.
Oh, okay. Well, excuse me.
Anyway,
All right.
we carry the dynamite on the horse and we put the horse on a long ass rope. That way, if it explodes, it doesn't get the rest of us. Let's just hope the horse doesn't want to walk next to us. We're going to have to hire someone to ride this horse to carry this dynamite. We'll give him hazard pay.
Well,
We'll
If
collect
they
it
survive.
afterwards. Yeah.
Mhm.
You hear all the time about people surviving close range proximity to explosions.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
I'll try to make a
I
trap
just
door
watched a movie about it
in the
earlier.
animal
It was
cage
called
so we can store
Oppenheimer.
it underneath the
Yeah.
floor.
Okay. I'd say it's when you go to do that, there like already is like kind of a hatch in the bottom of the animal pen because this was like a prison thing earlier, so there was like some storage
Yeah.
Alrighty.
hatches to get.
Because we put holes in it. That way there was like drainage for the animals.
Did we ever like modify the pen to have like a proper chicken coop?
No, they're
Not
just all in there
specifically.
together.
But
We should probably do that sometime.
Do we have chickens too? We can have fresh eggs.
We should do that now.
No, we got
That's
to
a
blow
great
up the leshies.
Oh, right. We got
Yeah.
about the.
Pay
I'll
attention.
get to work on the chicken coop after I store the dynamite.
yeah, we could do that in the
Okay.
daylight.
But it's more exciting at night.
yeah,
Yeah.
there are various like random in that like tool shed that you found that was kind of by the sheriff's office. There is some like rolled up wire and stuff for repairing fences and things that would work good for that too. So some
I will
materials
use-
to source in town for sure for that.
Yeah.
All right. You take your more full crate of dynamite back into the mine. What's the plan?
We're gonna go load a wagon and push it into Leshy territory and blow them up.
Okay.
A wagon or a mining
mine
cart?
cart.
Mining cart. Wrong word.
Okay. Yep, you're able to get another one. There's like two that are left in that room. You're able to maneuver it with all of you and get it loaded on the track. Put the dynamite in it, and you start your trek down towards like it's pretty flat, so you can't just like let go of it and it'll go by itself down there.
Well, we need some form of locomotion to move this down there.
We just can't get a running start. Yeah. Let it go
It
with
goes
the
pretty
momentum.
far if you do that, but it'll eventually slow down. It's a pretty long trip. I think it's
Mhm.
I forget what I said it was, but it was like 15 or so minutes of your guys like walking into the mountain. Where you got
I
full
would
issues.
say we could use some of the sticks of dynamite to fashion a crude rocket to the back of the
I was
mine
thinking the
cart.
same thing, but I don't think you can focus it. You need to focus it, otherwise it blows up.
Well, we would get like a tube and attach it to the
Mhm.
back and then we would break a stick of dynamite open and pour it all in there.
I have an idea.
I'm ready.
I have an idea. So I would like to use my arachnomancy
Okay.
to basically create a slingshot type effect. Because I was researching this several weeks ago. Is that it can
because the
launch
fastest
itself
spider.
at like over 1,000 miles an hour.
Okay.
We wouldn't even have to light it.
Right.
Just the air friction.
Just the friction from
slam
the
into
air.
other thing and
It's gonna
explode.
Slingshot this mining cart down the tunnel at tremendous speed. I don't see any fault with this plan.
Okay.
This could go
So
so horribly.
are
I'm
you gonna
fine
light
with
it
this plan.
first and then hope that this sends it far enough.
Yeah.
Either it'll kill the Leshies outright, or it'll completely deprive them of moonlight, in which case they will die
Yeah.
slowly and horribly.
Either
Maybe
way.
that's what they deserve.
All right. So yeah, I'm gonna roll that.
Okay.
Hopefully I do well, and isn't that great?
How is this propelling working? I picture
So what it is that I basically like spin like a giant like web and attach
Okay.
it, and like, and I just kind of pull it back, and it's basically a slingshot, but like it accelerates the object incredibly fast.
okay. I like it.
Okay. I only got one success though.
You will need more than that.
Yeah, I figured as much, and I pushed, and I still only got one success, but I hurt myself more, so that's happy.
You did.
I do have
so your other
inspiration.
option?
Once per encounter, I can grant a reroll to any ally within 3 zones of me.
No, all right.
Oh yeah,
I'll
that
give
works.
it a shot. Let me try again. Oh, what's the context on this?
Urban or common?
This would be Warren or technology.
I have either one. So, all right, fair enough. Let me get this time. And I'll push again.
Oof.
Counter.
I try.
Yeah, I know.
So
Same result.
this, with one success, I will say like. So you guys are lighting the dynamite
Yeah.
first.
Wait, isn't there something I can spend to get a success?
You can burn your casting attribute. You can burn like whenever you're doing a skill test or a spell, whatever attribute you're using, you can burn a point of it to get an auto success.
Okay, I will burn a point of. So I take damage to my physical. Would I burn a point of physical, or would
you'd burn one damage directly to the attribute.
Oh, to the
you'd lower
attribute. I cast off of wisdom. I'll burn a point of wisdom
Okay.
to get this to go off.
Okay. So 1 was not going to send it far enough. 2 sends it far enough that it explodes in the tunnel and collapses it. And 3 might get it far enough that it would be careening off of the rails like in the middle of the cave.
Fair enough. Yeah, I'll
So, 2 does the job though.
Okay. Unless I can
Confident
burn
with that.
more points off of my wisdom.
You can.
All right, I'll burn another point to increase that to a 3. Yeah.
Okay. Guys, load this cart onto the rail. John starts spinning these webs. I'm picturing it's like Spider-Man 2 or whatever the one was. But he's like on the train.
But it's
He's
not
just,
my.
like,
It's
sliding these
from my backside. I
webs
gotta
down the
like
mine.
plumber butt it and just shoot my
Pulling them
spinner
back.
You're twerking in the
Got
middle
it.
of this cave and shooting your webs everywhere.
It's the twerk from Lethal Company.
Mhm.
You've got all these webs pulled, taut, getting them connected, holding them steady as you guys light a stick of dynamite and set it in the cart. Right as you do that, you let go, and the cart goes flying down the track. And you see like the little bit of light just disappear as it flies down. And a while out later, like probably 15 to 30 seconds later, you feel like a little bit of a shake and you hear this reverberating boom. You wouldn't be able to see it from your vantage, but the Leshy would see and hear just
The
this
torpedo incoming.
awful grinding of a mine cart that has been thrown so hard it's like barely even on the rails, but just
White hot sparks just flying up from the wheels.
as this cart comes flying, breaks through. There's like a little stopper, it just obliterates that. It's like in the midair, dead center of this game. That's all the TNT ignites, instantly obliterating everything that was alive in that chamber.
Have you ever seen the video of Mythbusters setting off the dynamite in the concrete truck? Where it's just, it's just
No.
gone. Oh, you should look it up. It's worth it to see what it's like when like a good chunk of dynamite goes off.
Yeah. It's you feel like you did the job. And assuming that Percy is a accurate narrator and source of information,
Very
nothing bad was
reliable
done.
source.
As you
know, I
guys
didn't think we should maybe follow up on that.
Yeah. Well,
Too late now.
What's done is done.
Hey, what's with that coin?
Oh,
Yeah, you guys go back out.
Yeah,
You if you look into the it's kind of hard to see. It's
I
at
would
night.
knock the barrel over.
It spills out. The water's a little bit darker than probably it was before you dropped the coin in it, but see the coin's not as like it was kind of this almost matte black when it went in, but now it's a little bit of a shinier, still pretty like dark gray metal. Not burning hot anymore. It's just this small flat plate. And after you pick it up, maybe brush some of the dust and stuff off of it, you see that there's like a little face of Percy that's just kind of on one side of the coin. And you see a box on the other side.
I look at Rudiger, I'm like, you have to carry that.
This is your Harvey Dent moment.
I am going to. There's a general store, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna
You gonna
let
rob it?
myself in.
It's the middle of the night.
Yeah, we saved
gonna
this
rob it?
town. We're allowed a little leeway.
Yep. Okay.
And I'm gonna find a small bag. Small.
Okay.
Big enough for the coin.
Yeah.
And some like some yarn or something, some twine, something like that. And I'm gonna make myself a necklace for Michael J. Ox.
Okay.
And I'm gonna have Michael
I'll say
J.
you're
Ox
easily
carry
able
the
to find
coin.
all of those things.
Yeah.
Chuck, I just have a question. Is this the origin story of Lucifer?
No.
Okay, just
That's-
checking.
Oh, it could be because like
could be.
Lucifer
could
was
be.
really it was just a cow amulet or not animated. I don't know what the
a
term
cow
is.
possessed by an amulet.
An evil
Sentient-
sentient amulet.
Huh?
That was really lucky because you guys almost fucking awoken the entire goddamn planet.
Which would have been hilarious.
Yeah. That
Yeah.
would have been a fun next few sessions to have played.
Say as you guys are back out and about and see the villagers are kind of done with whatever they were doing to the rest of the East Lock people in the saloon, they meet back up with you. They say, we saw you went into the mine. Did you speak with the Leshy?
No.
We haven't really been able to communicate with them as we seem to be toxic.
You definitely won't be able to communicate with them now.
Talks did not go well.
Well, we didn't even talk to them.
We negotiated aggressively.
And from a
Oh.
distance. Are you understanding what we're putting down here? Do you smell what we're
I remember
cooking?
you had a box of dynamite, and I don't see it anymore.
No, we have a box of dynamite still.
I remember you had 2 boxes of dynamite, and I see 1.
We
Yep.
have 1 box of dynamite still.
We delivered that other box of dynamite to the Leshies. So
They had
everyone's
given
got to
it
get
to us.
along and be polite.
Okay.
We killed them all.
Well,
You might have to do some cleanup work in the mines.
But it'll be like a salad, so it's okay.
Yeah, it really will.
I think mushrooms are good for you.
But they were mostly
don't
leafy
usually-
people.
we don't usually go too far into the mines,
It's like a
we use it
charred
as
wedge
storage.
salad.
Oh,
but
Yeah.
we don't really run a mining operation. We've just been trying to live out here in this abandoned town.
Okay.
that's fair.
Slowly
You should be
spread
able to
out.
do that.
Yeah. Percy's dead. All the
Yep.
Leshy who tried to get Percy to kill you are dead. Eastlock people are dead.
Yes, we just killed the last.
So, should we go take free Quinlan?
Yeah, we should. Where's
All
the
right.
big
Probably, yeah.
trench that they're making everyone dig in? Can you point us in that direction?
And they just point east. And then they say, well, we would absolutely appreciate it if you go to save Quinlan. We don't know why she just went with them.
We
Usually
could
she would
probably
put
just
up a
follow the
fight or something.
tracks. Because there's grooves from these carts, and our cart fits real well into those grooves.
Oh, that's a good
Oh my
idea.
god. We have more carts for the zoo.
Oh
Well,
my god.
We'll have to
You,
go
we're going to
collect
need more
them.
animals.
I will also take all the spare horses too.
Get that.
They like we would like to keep most. How many horses are you needing?
How many do you have?
There
Did
are
they have?
10 horses from the East Lock people.
I'll tell you what. We'll leave you 2. Is that too many?
They seem
Are you not able to take care of 2?
like well.
I'm
exchange for your
joking.
services,
I'm
I suppose that is
joking.
fair.
They might
No.
need them for
Yeah, I'm teasing you.
Service.
Can we please have 2 of them?
They say that is more reasonable.
Yeah, no, I was just pulling your leg.
I mean, we did do all the hard work, but
We did. It's fine. It was a little
Yeah.
bit our fault as well, but that's not the point.
that's neither here nor there.
We do appreciate that you did not damage the town extensively.
That was
As
plan
they go
that
A.
was-
back at the
That was so close to happening.
It was real
Yeah.
close. If
Yeah.
Percy wouldn't have attacked, oh my gosh.
well. I suppose it works out in a way that we
It
did
does.
lose a few people to Percy.
Yeah, his name
How do
was
you know that
Percy.
his name was?
Oh, we talked to him. He
Oh.
was
Yeah,
well.
always mentioned.
Long story short, and he was actually a child that was murdered in the original Blight explosion thing. That a giant mantis shrimp that used to be an evil sorcerer that now sometimes lives in a crab that we keep in our petting zoo turned him into a giant magical music box after plucking his soul out of what he calls the music and set him loose on the world. But didn't set him loose in like an evil way, just go out and experience the world. But the problem is he is incredibly powerful and incredibly naive, and he's very gullible. And so we've had to save him a few times from hurting people. And I mean, just, you know, you try and correct him, and at some point you just realize that this creature is unable to grow in a way that prevents them from murdering people with simple, you know, pleas for murdering. Simple tricks.
That's very accurate. Surprisingly accurate
Yeah.
explanation of it.
So,
the villager that you're talking to though, like, is lost throughout all of this.
yeah, I can imagine. Yeah. It's one of those stories
both,
that's
bud.
so out there that I'm just like, I can just tell the truth. And it sounds like I'm nuts. But yeah, no, we tried to set him
Yeah.
right a few times, and it's just, we're either going to have to babysit him forever, which we're not going to be able to do because we're mortal currently,
Mhm.
or we got to put him down. So we old yellered his ass and made him look at the flowers.
Told them
Well,
all about the bunny rabbits, and that was that.
Just look at the bunny.
I don't
Was
know
it
anything
Lenny?
about.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, we don't know anything about a crab person, but I suppose things seem to be better this way. That there's one less of those light creatures causing harm out here.
I'll go get us some
But
East Lock uniforms that don't have too much blood on them.
They look around. They're like, "Oh, I suppose most of them are. If we had a moment with them, we could probably repair them. You wanting to look as if you were with the East Lock?
Yes. That might get us closer to them, so we could, we could probably dynamite them at this point.
And you see they kind of murmur among themselves, like, give us a few hours and we can mend and put their clothes and clean them back together so they'll be presentable. Most of them have been a little destroyed in the fights, but
what a coincidence. We could use some mending too.
I would like a little point of clarification in chat, because Kat did say that, not seriously, and I understand. Kat says that murdering all of the Leshies pushed us from neutral territory into evil territory. And I would like to argue against that statement. The Leshies did, in fact, put an innocent child on the task of murdering a village full of sick people. So taking out Percy.
So we killed a child. And
We killed a child and then we killed those people.
Yeah, I think that
then after
firmly.
thinking about it, we killed the people responsible.
To be fair, we did kill the people responsible.
Eventually,
But we also,
got there.
But we also took out a very valid threat.
Yeah, I mean,
How many more people were we going to let Percy kill?
that's exactly
I
right.
would also
That was
argue,
my
though,
train of thought.
We don't actually know that we stopped all the Leshies. The Leshy god had enough power to restore your leg on par with Jasper, which means that they are probably still kicking.
Here's a statement to follow up with that. They were dependent on moonlight. They were dependent on sending people or Leshies out every so often to collect moonlight. We've
and then we
murdered them
launched
all.
a boatload of dynamite into their chamber and exploded it and may have
Collapsed
created
it.
a natural opening for them to get
I wasn't-
moonlight.
Don't
I'm
get
just
two
saying,
ideas.
Listen,
it could come back to bite us in the butt.
I
And I would be in favor of that.
I was not thinking three-dimensionally. I forgot that
Also,
up was
you
a direction.
probably cut off our passage to the north again.
It's fine. We were going to go around the mountains anyway. We didn't really lose anything on that.
well, it sounded like you guys were going to go help Quinlan, which is just way east. That's just not even going up to Catherine's.
Yeah. So I mean, we got to
go around.
It's fine.
You know what? I am sure that the two people we sent up to Catherine's are fine. They're fine. Yeah. I can't imagine how any of that could have gone wrong. We totally weren't.
It's fine. It's fine.
Sure, as soon as those shackles came off, everything
I love this
went
justified what you did to the Leshies too immediately after giving a speech to the village of how unreliable Percy was.
Percy was unreliable. But as Jairus pointed out, we already had to beg him to stop killing people to try and steal their music.
Sure.
And instead, the only reason
which was absolutely a problem.
The only reason that carried over is because we convinced him to kill birds instead. And the first group that we really witnessed Percy come across that was smart enough to manipulate him easily committed Percy to murdering an entire village of sick people. I mean, really, those were fucking Anvea cancer survivors that Percy was just going to try and murder. I'm really trying to pull on heartstrings to make my story better.
You're trying to cover up that we did we did a couple of horrible things,
but we did them for the right reasons.
That makes it better.
This is war.
I was just saying, I'm not trying to say we're good people. I'm trying to say we're neutral people.
We're effective people.
It is neither here
We
nor
have
there.
an effect.
Cutthroat.
We do
I would
terrible
say.
things to stop terrible things. We even out. We are the Wolverines of Anvea.
Are we the Scorpion Clan? I don't know if anybody knows
What is
Legend
that,
of the
John?
Five Rings. That's from Legend of the Five Rings. That
Oh.
is the clan of like assassinations and so forth, and
Oh
they're
yeah.
big in honor. And they're like, we do the dirty jobs that no one else wants to do, and everyone's like, bah. And they're like, we kept your empire
One
alive.
of the
Fuck off.
infinite secret societies in that universe.
Yes, yes.
But yeah, no,
I
we
do like the setting, but damn.
we had to stop Percy because we can't guarantee that he's not going to get tricked again in the future and kill a lot more people. So it was end one innocent person now or be responsible for ending a lot of innocent people in the future.
I can
Yeah.
see your logic.
And the Leshies openly declared war. Well, not openly. They underhandedly declared war on a group of sick people who were just trying to survive.
And I'm
They
sure-
attempted an assassination.
And yeah, to be fair, they were a little underhanded.
Yeah.
I'm sure there'll be no repercussions for Chuck's leg or life.
How's my leg doing?
It's I don't know. It's not been that long, but you felt like it was growing faster before.
It's still
I
legging
remember
though,
it was
right?
like,
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay. Listen, I always have my plan B, and if this leg falls off, we'll go to the grocery store and we'll buy a giant ass bag of frozen shrimp and we'll say, Jasper, can you help me again?
We'll have to wait for Jasper to molt out of Brian Craftston's back again.
That's easy to do. We just got to start feeding
Yeah,
Brian
he's not
Crabston
currently
more.
here.
Yeah. If we feed Brian Crabston more, it will increase how frequently he needs to molt.
Maybe you just need to rub the blood of the innocent onto the leg. Maybe that'll make it grow.
Percy doesn't bleed, and neither did those Leshy, so I'm kind of fucked here.
some chlorophyll
Well,
of the innocent
Yeah.
you need to rub in. Like
I'm
there
not going
are
back down
some
there.
giant blood smears out where Percy squashed people. I'm sure we could.
But that shit's blighted. I don't want my
Still
leaves
try.
to.
Of course.
Yeah.
Here's my head at.
all you Seymour, feed me.
Yeah, that's the last thing I need is my fucking leg getting a second appetite. Anyway,
With all this, I'll say
we could say
It's
we were
pretty late
having
into the
this
night.
argument on the journey.
I was figuring you guys wanted to do a long rest here first because it's like middle of the night.
You know what, Joe?
Yes.
If you
Yeah.
twist my leg, I am back up to full.
You can recover one of your attribute damage there, John.
Oh,
you recover
cool.
1 point per long rest.
Oh, I
Alright.
need to
Which
do that too.
Is not in the
Now,
macro.
And a
Yep.
point of agility.
Yep.
Oh, cool.
You always recover 1 per long rest. The only thing that modifies that is if you take the I forget the name of it, but there's a advance you can take that lets you burn luck for any roll,
Gotcha.
Shame,
and you
shame,
always
Joe.
recover 1 luck.
As I
Nice.
pointed out on Wednesday's stream, I completely and totally memorized everything for Teenage Odyssey because I
Did you?
wrote it.
Mhm.
You should have had this
Mhm.
all memorized for Anvea.
I think my document's a little bit longer.
No, I'm joking. I don't even fucking remember all of Teenage Odyssey.
He
I
does
was
not.
like, oh, I should look this rule up. I even was like, oh, we're just gonna do this, and then I looked up later, like, oh, I was so wrong.
Yeah. Well, and then not only that, but when you're like making it, you have 5 different
Versions,
versions
yeah.
plus
Yeah.
in your head.
Yeah.
But yeah. You guys do your long rest. When you wake up in the morning,
I get myself a
You know,
beer.
you see
Like P. Diddy?
it seems like these blighted people don't really sleep as much.
I know.
So like
April, what song did
sounds
you
pretty
reference?
active.
I don't even remember. I feel like it's a Kesha song.
It probably
what?
is. Get a little bit tipsy. Is that it? Wake up in the
I think
morning to
so.
a bottle of Jack. It just shows our
It is
age difference.
TikTok by Kesha.
Yeah, because you said
Okay.
that,
And
and
Chuck,
I
what
said
were you singing? I missed it.
Joe said wake up in the morning and I get myself a beer.
Mhm.
Jake, I don't know what song that is, but I know you do.
No.
Fuck you.
That was 2010.
It's a song that Chuck sings every morning. Just
I woke up Sunday morning with no way to hold my head that didn't hurt. And the beer I had for breakfast wasn't bad, so I had one more for dessert. That's, I think, the
Oh,
song, but I can't remember who that's by.
I was singing Roadhouse by the Doors. That's why.
Ah,
I don't know any of these. But night passes, you wake up. You find in the saloon there's like breakfast and things being cooked. They provide meals for you. Out on one of the tables, they have a lot of the clothes from the East Lock people laid out. You can see they've been sized appropriately, and even all the East Lock people were humans. So
do they give me stilts or like
they
platforms?
they have like trimmed and hemmed or whatever the word is
That's
for
one direction they could have taken it. Okay.
yeah. They have adjusted the clothing to fit the various height differences of some of you.
Russell is on John's forehead.
You don't appreciate personally tailored clothes? How dare you?
I wanted fucking like giant platforms or painter stilts.
Just go break a chair and take the legs.
It's not the same.
I prefer baggier outfits.
I wanted someone to make it for me. I still
Chuck,
appreciate
your
them
clothes and
tailoring
tight
that.
armor. That's what I like.
You can remove your
My limp?
condition for the leg too, by the way.
That's good because I got it twice. Get out of here. Can I get rid of my fatigue?
No.
Yeah, your fatigue should reset on your long rest.
What about my corruption?
No.
That goes down by 1 every long rest. That's not in the macro yet. I think I forgot to do that. Yep, corruption's down 1. Does anyone else have corruption? I don't think.
We should have all had some corruption,
no, I'm
except
good
for
at this
John.
point.
Jake, you should have had your corruption go
April,
back
what
down.
are you playing with?
oh, okay.
A stretchy fidget.
Okay, that's
It's just a noodle.
We used to have a whole fucking box of those for my son to play with until Eddie, my previous dog, rip in pieces, ate them all. And it's not like he chewed them up. No, he slurped that shit Lady and the Tramp spaghetti style. So like I would just find them in the backyard like fucking Christmas stencil, like with the popcorn on the string, just fucking rubbery toys with like turds molded to it down the length.
Oh. On a brighter note, I have a squishy cat as well.
Oh, that's nice. I like
Oh,
that.
cool.
Squishy
Did you ever
cat.
get the ones that are like the finger trap, but it's just a squishy thing?
Oh, I do know about those. It's
Okay.
it in school. There was things that people said that those things were for.
The thing that teaches you how to masturbate?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. They're just like, yeah, you just, and then
The
I'm
original
like-
fidget spinner.
it's my fidget
Oh,
spinner.
God.
It's fair. Same here.
That's why I can't go in movie theaters.
All right, Lauren Boebert.
Oh, she did do that. I was thinking of Pee Wee
man.
Herman.
Yeah. Both. Yeah.
Oh, she
Pretty
technically
common thing.
Pee Wee did it in a theater. She did it at a play.
But Pee Wee did it in
It's
a
still
theater where it
technically
would
in a
be
theater.
kind of expected.
Yeah,
which
he
is
was in a
weird.
porno theater. What's that?
It's still technically a theater. She was diddling someone's ding dong.
That's true.
That's
She was.
enough.
You know what? Sometimes when you're watching Beetlejuice, that juice just gets
You
you.
just get all horned up.
Ashley, why are you judging me? Oh, it's not anything that I said. It's that I said it so loud, I forgot my youngest is awake.
Hmm.
So that's why I'm in trouble. And it's all April's fault.
Back to the game.
I'll take it back.
Yeah, back to the game.
Well, wake up.
There's a reason we're here.
You find clothes that are adequate Eastlock disguises
Yeah.
that they provide you with. You have another prison cart. You have 2 more horses. They make breakfast for you, and then as you're packing up and getting ready to head out, they're all thanking you and like say, "Please save Quinlan, have her come back." Like,
You got it.
they
Yeah.
wish you luck
Okay.
and send you on your way.
Well,
They
I
make
hope he's
kind of
not
a
mad about
crude
the Leshies
map
birthday.
too. You have the crude map from the East Block people. They had kind of a map
Yeah.
of where their thing was, so be able to use that to navigate. And if we go back to the
Don't
map,
tell me what to do.
and erase this
Oh, the
original
line.
line that you guys were going to do.
Oh yeah, because now we
However,
gotta
that
head.
gets selected. There you go. Now the new path you have charted is going to be
Draw that line, Joe.
kind of from here down. I guess you guys are farther north than I realized. And then maybe eventually this way.
Are we going that way? I thought we were going
So that's where
north.
Jasper and Quinlan want to go.
Oh, I don't approve of that. But okay, let's go.
Yep. Out there is the epicenter, the cocoon of Azoi, and the failed vessel summoning that started all the blight and stuff. Jasper wants you to continue it. Quinlan wants you to end it.
Yeah. Is
Yeah.
there a third option?
Open a petting zoo.
Open a petting zoo. Find a way to catapult TNT at it. Although that's more Quinlan's option.
Well, at least now we know what to do with the TNT.
True.
Yeah.
It's true, we do. What are we doing with it?
Blowing up
You head on your way.
the thing.
Are you guys bringing the second cart with you? With the horses? 2 other horses?
Yeah, I'll steer the one with the horses.
Are we bringing the first cart with us?
We're bringing all the carts with us.
Animal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You have your converted prison cart that has your petting zoo logo and paint on it. And then looks a lot more like, by itself, you could kind of look past the fact that it was a prison cart. But when you see the base model next to it, it's a lot more,
It stands
looks a lot
out.
more similar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what.
Looks a lot more stolen.
I am going to ride in the back of the prison cart so I can start doing renovations while we travel.
Okay.
Not because you think
Good
you
job,
belong
April.
there or anything.
Did
I
it.
definitely don't.
Figured it out.
Good job.
Thank you, Catherine. This is my new favorite thing.
Your first day of travel is pretty uneventful as you're heading south and east. It's starting to get a little bit warmer. It was getting kind of colder as you went up towards that mountain, but it's evening out. You're getting more into an arid kind of desert plains. Continue on. Second day is mostly uneventful. First thing that you see, probably a little bit after midday, around 2 to 4 o'clock, you see that there is a horse coming kind of towards you guys. You're not really on a trail, just kind of going straight there. You see there's just a horse heading sort of your direction.
Just
Is there anyone on the horse?
You don't see anyone on the horse. And it seems to be kind of trotting slowly.
I bet it doesn't have a name.
Oh, are we in a desert?
It's like arid plains.
Close enough.
Yeah.
On seeing that, I do want to kind of take up kind of Overwatch, scanning our surroundings because it could be a trap.
Could be.
Yeah, give me
Here,
a
does the horse
observe
have a
test for
saddle on it?
that. As you look for the saddle, at first you don't see it, but then you see that it is bent off to the side. Like the saddle's
Yeah,
kind of
that's
loosened
definite.
down.
Yeah, it's definitely trap ahead, danger ahead, evil.
Could be, or maybe Quinlan decided she'd had enough sitting around in a cell and
Mm-hmm. What roll did you
busted
want
out.
me to make?
Observe.
Am I good at that? I'm okay at that. Urban or common?
Uh, this would be desolate.
I'll leave it with
One
a
success.
Yeah.
With one success, and you start scanning around, it's pretty open out here. Every so often, there's like a few bits of brush and some elevation height. And so there's not that many places for you to look that maybe there's someone kind of staked out potentially for an ambush or something, but you don't really see a place that would stick out for that. But as you're kind of scanning back and forth, you look back at the horse as it's getting closer. You see that it seems to be dragging something behind it.
I will pull off my cart to the side and attempt to woe the horse to a stop.
Yeah. As you do that, you get closer to the horse. You see that there is a person being dragged by their ankle behind the horse.
Hmm.
And they're just kind of limply being dragged behind it.
I'll take the saddle off and take the guy's leg out of it.
Is he alive?
Okay.
Then I'll throw that in the back of the prison wagon because, hey, free saddle.
That's true.
Seems like a decent saddle. A little worn.
Here, I thought you were saying
Um,
you were taking the guy's leg and throwing it in the.
No, I'm just going to look at that later. But yeah,
John,
yeah,
yes, he's
after
alive.
taking the saddle, I will examine the dragged
Yeah.
fella.
See, he seems to be unconscious, but as you look at him for a little bit, he still seems to be breathing. He looks very kind of gaunt. Appears to be a Dravar, which is kind of like a dark elf in this setting. So he's got a little bit of like this purplish hint of skin. He's a much lighter color than most are for that. He has this kind of poncho that's been cut in a whole bunch of different places. He's limply laying there.
Is he alive?
He's got a hat that's like kind of also being drug, like the whole bit of it or whatever is like around his neck, and then the hat's a little bit above his head.
I'll try and
see his
mend
lips
him
are
up
like
a bit
very
to get him on his
extremely
feet.
dry. You what?
I'll try to mend him up a bit to get him on his feet.
Okay.
Quick question: is he wearing an Eastlock uniform?
He is not. Well, so you look. He seems clearly not to be wearing an Eastlock uniform, but as you pat him down, you do see that in his he's got like a document tucked between his shirt and the poncho, and it has a stamp with the Eastlock on it.
I will remove the document to read.
And you see that it has a bunch of long text kind of detailing some like job description things. And you see, but at the top it says survey team. It looks like his contract on being a part of the survey team for the Eastlock. You would notice too that it is a expired contract.
How expired?
By a few months.
Is he trying to grift the Eastlock and they kicked his ass?
He does look pretty beat up.
Let's find out. I'll try to do just a regular mend on him to help him out.
Okay. Yeah. Give me that roll.
Yeah. One success.
Oh yeah, one success. That's fine. Be able to use some water. He wakes up very slowly and kind of rolls over and coughs, and just a bunch of dust and hardened phlegm comes up. He looks at you guys. Who are you? Thank you.
Oh, well, That's Rudigar, and we're petting zoo managers.
Or a bunch of assholes.
Yeah, that too. But
Yeah.
speaking of assholes, looks like you've had some problems with the Eastlock people.
He grabs the rest of your water skin and just starts chugging it.
That's fair. Yeah.
Yep. Well, kind of. Um, I tried to get another contract and they didn't let me, so I had to just kind of wander off and didn't have any money for that. Made it as far as I could. Ran out of rations. Just told my horse to take me.
But how
I
far
was going to
away?
die, but now I'm saved.
Congratulations.
About how far away is the East Lock folks here?
And he looks around. Like, I have no idea where I am.
Okay.
So
That way, somewhat, as he's looking at kind of like
I'll
the
show him
trail
the
that he's
map.
dragged behind him.
you're part of a survey team. What are you surveying? Or what were you
Oh,
surveying?
survey team is the nice way that they say we go into the basin to find stuff.
I mean, isn't that what a survey team does?
Yeah, well, survey team used to be for the trench, but they don't do as much of the trench anymore.
Really?
So, yeah,
What do
it's more
they have you
about like
surveying instead?
finding stuff in the basin, mining, finding places to mine, finding places to find stuff in the basin. There's all sorts of like weird stuff that's like tucked in the flesh stuff. So, survey team goes and finds it.
In the flesh
I'm more of like the
stuff?
finder, not like the retriever kind of guy.
Oh shit!
Well, yeah, the flesh stuff
Lollygaggers,
is.
thank you for that raid. Joe's just talking about mining in that flesh stuff.
Talking
Oh
about
yeah,
miners and flesh stuff. Wait, no.
Oh no.
John,
yeah.
escalations.
Wait, no, that was bad.
It's lollygaggers. Woo. But yeah. So it says, yeah, there's some survey teams retrievals. I'm more of locating. I'm not very good at more of light crew. I don't work that great with the retrieval team people. But I'll find a cache thing here or there, find a weird building that looks out of place. I report it, map it out for them, and then they send people out, and I get paid.
Easy enough.
I was supposed to have another contract with them, but didn't get renewed. I didn't find anything in my last two surveys, so they weren't wanting to keep me on staff.
Were
And
other people finding things?
yes, well, they were reporting things that I would find, and then not mentioning that I found them. So
You decided to leave.
yeah.
Sounds
mean,
like you
once
should
you-
have been better at taking credit for yourself.
Yeah. I thought my employment was going to last a little bit longer. And turns out when you're out in the middle of nowhere in a town in the middle of a desert next to a trench in a hellscape, they don't really care about you once you're not employed anymore. So
That's fair.
made it as far as I could. And then I found you wonderful people. So you are trying to go, what's the nearest town from here? And he's looking at the map that you have pulled out. He's like, why is this only, you're not going to Eastlock, like Harsloth, are you?
Yeah.
Is that where the trench is?
Yes.
Yeah, that's where we're going.
We had a friend who
Yeah.
was headed that way.
You know,
I forget, you guys are all
kind of
dressed like
unintentional.
Eastlock people too at the moment.
oh yeah, we are.
Are you wearing the Eastlock clothing?
Probably
like,
not.
while
It
you're
looks
traveling?
stuffy.
Yeah.
I want to wait till we get closer.
Okay. So
Yeah. Did you meet a
Is-
woman out there named by the name of Quinlan?
Women Quinlan.
She would have been a
The name
prisoner.
does sound familiar. That was one of the people they were wanting. I mean, that's been like a wanted name for a really long time. They've just kind of had it posted on a board, so I've seen that. I didn't hear anything about it. She's probably dead though, right? Like it's been up there for like
No,
forever.
no, she's still
No,
alive.
probably not. No,
Hmm.
she's got a hardy constitution.
Okay,
Yeah,
but I didn't run into a Quinlan, but I wasn't there very long, and uh, she worked for Eastlock. Like,
no.
No, probably not. They have any like stockades or prison, jail, anything?
oh yeah,
Great.
yeah.
That's
It's
probably
like
Perfect.
it's a small town that used to be kind of like a little oasis town, but now it's more of just a mining camp.
Hey, I got a question for you. Can you sketch out like what that town looks like for us real quick? Just an idea.
Sure.
Great.
He takes out. He would use the back of his contract papers. He starts scribbling on them. As he does that, I guess I do have a layout of the map or of the town. So
Oh,
this is what he shows you.
Fuck me, that's a big place.
It's
we
not quite as detailed as this as his sketch, but he gives like the general rough shape of this.
And there's a tree here and a tree.
And it has this many leaves.
we're gonna need more dynamite.
You think?
We spent a
Yes,
lot.
it is a
Hey,
pretty
it's a mining
large.
colony. They go mining for stuff, so they probably have dynamite.
That's true. How do they dig the trench? Is it dynamite or a lot of pick work or?
It's mostly, well, I mean, the trench is mostly done at this point. It has been
Oh,
for a while. They do mining into it. It hasn't been a, well, I suppose you wouldn't know this if you're not Eastlock, but they stopped making the trench a long time ago, and now it's just a mine for chironite.
what's chironite?
Uh, it's bones of dead gods. I don't know why they're here, but there's a lot of them
Interesting.
all over the base.
So it sounds like they've fallen under the sway of, well, it does track kind of with other stuff that we've heard about with Kethris and all that. Probably falling under the sway of dead gods and so forth.
Yeah, they,
Oh
I
boy.
mean, they dug the trench quite a long way. It's pretty impressive, pretty long trench. But now it's less making the vertical line, more just kind of boring holes and mining into it.
That's great. That's not going to go bad at all.
Yeah.
That's probably thrilled.
Yeah, that's not a good thing.
It's not a good thing.
And the spot on the map that is in black here, that's kind of, do you guys see that shape? It's like
Yes.
blotted out. Okay.
Yes.
He says, I don't really know what's over here, but I do know that's where most of the chironite gets brought. And I would avoid being over there if I were you, because it's not very healthy to be around that stuff.
That's fair.
Noted.
Do we know if that stuff's explosive?
We could test it.
Is it flammable?
Does it taste good on cereal?
The chironite explosive? No.
Hmm.
Just very potent for magic stuff.
Think
Not the
how
type of
many
magic that
spiders
I
you
like
can make.
being involved with usually, but very potent.
Okay.
Oh, cool. Maybe we can grind some up and snort it and it'll increase my magical power. Same for Al.
I'm down.
Tattoo ink.
Oh shit.
Yes.
I'm fucking down. Let's do this shit. Like I saw a thing where some people had just like some needles and like a stick and like another stick and they were able to tattoo people like that. We make that ink, I'm pretty sure I can tattoo some super cool stuff on you.
But how'd you learn to do that when you were a minor?
Yeah. Well, I mean, minors, you have a lot of tattoos, I guess. Maybe
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
he
Yeah.
had a tattoo artist girlfriend. That's definitely the story that he's going to tell us.
It's not the story I was going to tell you, but it involves me having a girlfriend in this story. So yeah, that's the story I'm going to tell you.
I'll spend
Yeah.
a point of fortune to get this guy some supplies to get him on his way, and I'll give him his saddle back, I suppose.
Oh, sure. Yeah. He thanks you quite a lot for that.
I have your
He's-
saddle and your demon.
he starts
cape.
patting himself. He's like, I don't really have much. I do have one thing. And then reaches his pocket, pulls out a coin, small gold coin. He hands it to you after you give him all these resources and load him up. He's like, this is all I really have. It's a lucky coin. Doesn't seem to be working for me, but should be.
Or just
lucky
work
coin to-
really
to
well
guide
for you. To guide me.
In a way. Yeah, I suppose.
I'll examine
Yeah,
the
it's
coin.
it's a coin of question. You ask it a question, you flip it, and it'll give you an answer.
I have a really weird question. And I
Ooh,
am
let's test
asking
it.
because I can't remember the answer. What happened to Minton?
And I'll flip the coin.
Minton got
Is he
like-
still regenerating from his
Yeah, I was
explosive?
like, the
Yeah.
last I remember about Minton is he was regenerating.
that's
Honestly,
pretty
I
much where he's
forgot
still
all
at.
about him.
Okay.
It hasn't
all right,
been enough time.
all right,
he
that's
got,
fair. I
like,
just wanted to know
Blown
if we
up
had
to a pulp.
if we
and
had a
he's just been
regenerating cat carcass somewhere.
So
Yeah, I pictured that you guys have had like Minton regenerating slowly from pulp on top of the.
yeah, yeah.
He likes it up there.
I got a question
Yeah.
for this guy about the coin. So I'm like, so you can only like ask it yes or no questions,
Yes.
and like, how
and
can you tell? Is like
when he's
once,
holding it up.
yeah. I'll let him explain. Yeah.
And he shows it to you. And he says, you have to ask it a question, and it can only be a question that you can fit into it while it's in the air. And as he's flipping it back and forth, you see the coin is like completely solid. Like there's no face on it. Like
Okay.
there's no symbols on either side. But if you ask it a question while it's in the air, you catch it. It'll show a yes or a no, and it has like a thumbs up for a yes, and then this really horrible looking face for a no.
Okay. Can I try it?
Sure.
Okay. I'll grab
Here's the
it.
coin.
I'll flip it. Should we kill this guy?
And he looks at you, and he looks at the coin, and as you pull your hand away, it has this face that's screaming and being swallowed. It looks like they're drowning in molten metal that's like in the coin. He's like, that's the no.
Thank goodness, because you seem like a really nice guy.
Thank you.
I'll go ahead and
Uh,
toss that over to Al. There you go. It's all yours.
Oh, hey, neat.
You decide all your friendships on a coin toss?
No.
Kind of does.
It might as well be.
Yeah.
No, I don't think I am openly friends with everyone until they prove that they could. Even if it said yes, I wasn't going to hurt you because that would just be rude. You obviously needed help, and any trouble that you would have kicked up in the future, we could deal with at that time.
Yeah, I feel better with him having the coin.
Yeah, let him have the coin.
As you take it, Jake.
Yeah. I'll do that coin shuffle across my fingers with it.
Ooh,
You're
fancy.
able to. Fancy coin. It's called a coin of question.
I'll add that to my equipment now.
All right. That says, well, I don't really advise you to be going to see the East Lock unless you have a reason to be there.
We do.
Um,
We don't really want to go, but we do.
I mean, usually if you get there, they don't really let. I mean, if you're like a merchant, you've got a bunch of stuff with you, and he kind of looks at all your
Hey.
animals.
You
Like,
you do this map here.
Yeah.
Do you know where like there's a prison or anything like that? Somewhere they keep somewhat troublemakers and the sort?
He would point to um, this building here. Why is it not?
Like there?
There we go. He would
That-
point to this building.
Okay.
He's like, used to be the cemetery, kind of like a church, but it's been retrofitted into the prison at the moment because it's got like kind of catacombs and things underneath it that are.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't like that there's only one entrance into the city. I am
There's
uncomfortable
two.
by this. Oh, there is two. There is two. There is one back there.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, there's a north and a south.
I mean, we've got dynamite, so really anywhere can
Any
be an
point in the
Dynamite
wall.
isn't exactly subtle for a jailbreak, and usually jailbreaks you want to be at least a little subtle.
Were we
Just
last?
make a distraction.
I mean, our last one was subtle except for what was inside, but
Oh,
I mean,
Mhm. He says, if you're going there, the whole place is owned by Isla, and they don't really let visitors in unless there's a reason that they're there. So either you work with Isla currently, or you're being transported there as a prisoner, or you're a merchant. They do some hiring from time to time of people for the survey team or the retrieval. So maybe if you're able to convince them that's who you are, it might do some good. But other than that, I'd hope you have a good way to talk through the gate.
sure, yep, absolutely.
Do we have a? Hold on. Can we talk ourselves through the gate?
And you see this thumbs up slowly solidify itself through the face of the coin.
So it is possible.
Yeah, I
it
mean,
didn't seem real
we've got uniforms.
sure about it.
I've got a firearm from them. We've got gas masks from them. I think this is fine.
Hey, let me see the
We
coin.
come up with a cover story
I
about
think-
why we're there.
Yeah. Flip the coin. Should we just use the dynamite?
You pull your hand away and you see the scared face melting.
Okay,
into
so
the
we
coin.
need to use something
bigger
in conjunction with
Then
the
what we
dynamite.
can do with the dynamite, at least until we find the main source of the dynamite, and then maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, we gotta work around to where we can use the dynamite.
Yeah.
Plan B
Flip. Do we need more
Or-
dynamite?
or plan
You see
A dash
the scared
one,
no face again.
A-2.
I feel like this coin is Joe's way of trying to keep us on track.
I agree. I really do.
Kind of, although technically it's its own character. So
I toss the coin back to Al. I think that thing's broken. Oh shit, that thing's broken. As I look at the guy.
as you toss the coin back to him and Al catches it, it says no. You saying that it's broken.
I don't like that either. It's fucking just trying to save itself.
Like, yeah,
Are you trying to save yourself?
and it does a thumbs up.
Yeah. So at least it's smart enough to know
It's true.
not to mess with us.
That's true.
And as you're saying that, like you guys are kind of testing the coin, this guy's like, yeah, it's not like a mission or anything. It's gotten things wrong before that I've asked it, so I don't really know who it is or what it is or what's behind it, but most of the time it's right.
How close is it in size to Percy?
This coin,
Yeah.
it's smaller than Percy's coin. Percy's coin's like a little bit bigger. This is like the size of like I think a quarter, and then
right.
Percy's is more like
Al.
the like $50.
Flip it up in the air and ask, were you a person?
Were you a person?
Yeah, you kind of made that part up.
Which part?
It says thumbs up.
That
Ah.
Percy was made from the soul of a child. He was just plucked as a note from the blight.
No, that was true.
But you were asking if the coin, like you're not flipping
Yeah.
Percy.
No, Lonan
Yeah,
is
yeah.
questioning my story about Percy.
Yeah. No, everything he said about Percy was right. That it was.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's the music that Jasper said, and then he plucked voices from the choir of it every so often, and Percy is one of those.
Right. But Rudiger implied that Percy was a real boy at some point.
Yes.
It was how I interpreted it. I'm like,
Well,
I don't think he was.
Well, I mean, that whole land is blighted with the bones of a dead god, so it's quite possible that the music was a cacophony of screaming souls that were horribly tortured for a long time.
So really, they just plucked a note out of a heavy metal song. Okay.
Basically, yes.
Okay.
Death metal.
Yes. As you ask it if the coin was a person, it gives a thumbs up.
Of course, that's
And
open to interpretation.
As you stare at it too for a while, you see like eventually the surface of that coin fades, and then it just goes back to like solid surface.
Neat.
You should ask it if you should lick it.
I'll answer that myself. Nah.
You
What-
sure?
I have listening. What should we lick?
Coin.
Percy's coin. Yep.
Oh, that's a hard no. Yeah. Yeah, that's a pass. Definite pass.
Percy is a coin for a very different reason.
Yes.
He
'Cause
got
I
imploded.
exploded him.
I did not expect him to die that way, but
You know, everybody's
What a
time
tremendous way to
comes
go.
eventually.
yeah.
There's a season for all things.
Oh yeah. With that, the guy hops back on, gets up on his horse, rides his saddle, takes his
Bye.
supplies, and says, if there wasn't anything else, thank you very much. I should be able to make it from here to
West March, probably.
Yeah.
yes. That was a good place. And he just
You should
That's
go to
off.
Brindlerook. It's very nice there this time of year, I hear.
Yeah. Is it? Yeah.
He nods at
And
that
you can
too.
get free candy out the yin yang down there. It's easy peasy.
Like, I think I know.
Tell
some
them what a
people from
wonderful
there.
time you had at our petting zoo. What's the name of our petting zoo?
We haven't named it.
No, we
There's not a
haven't.
name for it.
Percy's Plucky Petting Place.
Oh, it's kind of dirty, but I like it.
Yeah.
He's quick with it.
Seems both dirty and totally reasonable.
It's now named Percy's Plucky Petting Place. Petting Place. It's also a tongue twister. The kids will love saying it,
Yeah.
and the adults will come with false expectations. Or correct expectations, depending on how they look.
All right.
Well, that was
Is
an
Lauren
awkward
Boebert welcome
silence.
here?
Not letting you get away with that one.
That's a good question. Joe, what does it say to Al's question?
What question did you ask it?
No, I just said, is Lauren Boebert coming to our petting zoo?
Oh no.
That would only be if we
It says
renamed
no.
it into a heavy petting zoo.
Oh
But
god.
good night, everyone.
Ugh. That's the true cause of the blight.
That's great.
You guys continue on your way. The rest of the day is not too eventful. You get another long rest. I don't know if anyone needs another long rest.
I
But,
don't.
I could use
No,
one.
it's never a wrong time for a long rest, is what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
yeah.
You know, I'll click the button. You can't make me not do it.
So I'll make you not do it.
Ayo, I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means either.
Hooray, my charisma's back to maximum.
Oh, I actually did do it because I did hurt myself a little bit.
There you go. I'm healthy for the first time in ages.
Nice.
This next day is also pretty uneventful. Although about midday, you do see Jake probably notices this first because it kind of reminds you of the tree that you found, but you just see this long line of stones. Just they don't seem to be curved.
Are you gonna eat one of the stones this time?
I'll definitely check out the stones, that's for sure.
That's fair.
As
Maybe
you
I'll
look
get
at them,
this one.
they seem to be moving slowly along the ground.
Are they turtles?
As you get closer,
Maybe turtles.
see that they're just slightly above the surface of the ground. Seems that there's like a bunch of ants underneath them that are carrying just these small
That's
circular
disappointing.
stones.
Neat.
Very cool.
It's not turtles.
Well, they're ants. They're doing ant things. I wouldn't fuck with them.
I mean, I
Too bad
certainly
we don't have
wanna
an
fuck
ant
with them.
farm.
Mhm.
Ooh, we should get space travel. That way we can make
Unless-
an alien ant farm.
Maybe.
Damn it.
Or unless we could talk to the queen and get her to have her colony build us a castle. I don't know how we talk to the queen though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
you
pretty much the
probably
only thing
speak
you
spider.
Let
Yeah.
me see the
see. This
coin.
lawn.
Toss it.
Can we talk these ants into building as a castle? I don't know if I got it all.
You just barely get it in. You pull your hand away, and very slowly the no face pushes itself.
It's not sure about it. Toss it back to Al.
Yeah, I mean, if we could speak ant.
Maybe it's just a timing thing. Now is not the right time to ask that question. But
I
later.
guess-
Is ant adjacent to spider?
That's what I was about to ask.
Kind of. We tend to eat them a lot. Like
Yeah,
not
spiders
a
have the
lot.
8 legs,
I mean,
ants
it's
have
mostly
the 6.
it's mostly like flies and moths and things like
Mhm.
that.
I was
But
gonna say spiders. I mean, ants.
I'll eat an ant. I mean, spiders will eat ants.
I don't believe you.
Given the opportunity.
Let me
Listen,
see the
don't
coin.
judge. On a log, they are very good. I'm just saying.
You have the coin.
Okay,
It's like
I have to get it back from Al.
a
Al, can I have
raisin
the coin?
Yeah, sure.
with peanut butter.
Does
and
Lona need
salt.
ants?
You pull your hand away, and there's no, like, it doesn't have a response on
Let
it.
me try it again. Flip it. Does Lona need bugs?
It doesn't have a response.
Doesn't know.
Doesn't
Or it
matter.
doesn't like you.
Flip it again. Do you not
That's
know?
fair.
It has thumbs up.
Oh, I mean, that just kind of answers what we already knew. This thing's not like omniscient or whatever the word is. I'll toss it back to Al.
I'll put it in my pocket.
So if it's not omniscient, then we can't assume that its intelligence is better than ours.
But people we give the coin to wouldn't know.
That's fair. I mean, it did say that dynamite was a bad idea.
Are you
How do-
trying to? We don't have enough dynamite to blow up this town.
But
I
we
say
do have enough dynamite to make a new exit.
That's what the thing is. If we were using the dynamite to make an entrance, that would be bad. We use it to make an exit. Speedy exit.
I like it. I like it.
Just getting all that dynamite inside the town, you know.
It's in our wagons.
Yeah.
Rather than me in the wagons, maybe we should I don't know, like glue it or something to the bottom of the wagons so that it's hidden.
If we hit a rock, we'll die.
Life has got to be exciting at some point.
Life will find a way.
Maybe just ditch the dynamite crate and put it in like a food store's bag or something.
Yeah.
Surrounded by sharp rocks.
You had
Sure.
me for a little bit.
Will line? No, because then the fuses would get wet. I was going to say we could line the Brian Crapson's trough with it, but
Okay. What we do is obviously it's a town. They have to have a butcher. We go in on our own, leave the dynamite wagon outside. We go to the butcher shop. We buy whatever animal they're selling, stomach, intestines. We then load the dynamite into that, tie it off, and then we can hide it in the trough because then it'll be waterproof.
hey,
That's not bad. That's not bad. I could live with that one.
I mean, that is assuming that you can't make a spiderweb cocoon that would be waterproof.
hey,
I could try.
yeah, you could do like what we did with that horrible book that Jasper.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
wrote?
books that we've never bothered to try to read
Yeah.
again.
James,
Yeah,
do you
sure.
know about our cursed books?
I don't think I do know about the curse book.
We have
Yeah,
some
we got,
cursed books.
Oh, we have a buttload of those.
Yeah,
we have a few.
we had to
But
kill people for them.
Yeah, and they're easily trackable, but I've hidden them
Yeah,
with
And
my.
they make you see things
web.
that aren't there in a language that
Yeah.
doesn't exist.
Well, they wrote it in 3 dimensions.
just like
All
the
of them
cave.
bad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
every dimension is bad.
Yeah.
It may
Yeah.
have been partially responsible for blight stuff. We don't know. You know.
It could be. It could be.
It could be.
You can't destroy
Could be
the
a
But yeah,
result of the
books.
blight
I
stuff.
could do that. I could try to like seal it off that way. You know.
Yeah.
You
What
guys
if
haven't
we-
looked at those books in a while, too.
Yeah, that's
we
fine.
haven't. I feel like
What's
you
in the
know, maybe I
books?
should. I don't know.
We could ask
Well,
a car
that's-
about that.
A car
Uh,
read the
yeah.
books.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean,
Have you ever seen those images that like you have to cross your eyes and then like
yeah.
something pops out of it?
The magic.
That's like
eye puzzles.
how those books look when you look at them, and it's just all this weird arcane text and stuff that just kind of pops up. I haven't been able to figure out how to read it because they don't know the language of it yet, but they've found a few secrets as to how the language is encoded into it.
Okay.
That was a while ago. They haven't really messed with the books in a while.
Not taken out of the web yet.
God damn it. I was trying to think of something smart ass to say back to Kat. And just nothing was coming to mind. I'm disappointed in myself.
But the ants in the pants.
Yeah. I was going to say, like, no, here in the US, we don't say that. We say,
Rodents in the pants.
I was going to make something like that kid got into my stash of booger sugar again. But I'm like, that's not really funny.
Terrible, but it's not really funny.
Yeah.
Kid got it in the pixie sticks again.
I mean, that's what happened when I was growing up. I don't know, April and Joe, when you two were growing up, did they have pixie sticks?
They did.
Are those the like really thin paper?
Mhm.
Like straws full of like Kool-Aid mix?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then they had the
Yeah, they had
really
those.
long, like the
The super
really
long
long ones that were
ones.
like,
Those
that
things
were,
were a
like,
pain in
waving
the ass because just the act of like tilting it and like throwing it back, like there was just enough moisture exchange that like it would clog them up.
Mhm.
Yeah.
it was kind of like the cinnamon challenge before that was a thing in a
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wouldn't choke you half to death doing it.
That is
It was
true.
just sugar. It was tasty.
Dissolved better.
What were we doing again? I'm sorry, my ADHD.
Making webs for
Yeah.
the
I'll
dynamite.
make
Yeah.
some webs.
What we do
Yeah.
is we like get some buckets and shit and we pour the water from one trough into it. And then that gives you the full bottom of the trough to like make a waterproof like seal. And then we pour the water back on top of it. That way it looks full, but it's really only like 2 or 3 inches deep. Maybe mix a little bit of like dookie in there to make the water real muddy so people can't see that there's webbing underneath.
Sure.
Jairus is on the Dookie mixing
All sounds good.
duty. It was hard to say.
Say it 5 times fast.
What's going to be the
No.
context for this, Joe?
What exactly are you trying to attempt?
I'm attempting to web up the dynamite, right? Is that correct? And keep it.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
a web
Watertight?
sleuth for the dynamite.
Yeah.
Okay. I would say that's probably we'll say desolate or technology is where you guys are at.
I have either of those. So I'm just going to roll. But I got a success.
Okay.
I'll push.
I'll say
That's a
one's
guess.
good for because you were pretty thorough about like where you want to hide it in the trough and stuff. So I'll say one's enough to do that, and then there's some extra with how you went about it. So you feel good about that. Like maybe if for some reason they dug through the trough, they would find it, but maybe not.
Okay.
But it's a trough. Why would you dig through it?
Yeah. Or you keep it in the trough that had all the brine shrimp, or the original trough?
The
Probably
trough?
the brine shrimp.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, who's going to want to put their hand in there?
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's wiggly water. No one likes that.
Yep. With that, you guys have another long rest at the end of the night. Hear weird sounds kind of whistling along the wind. Get sort of uncomfortable, unsettling sleep, but not enough that you wake up fatigued or anything. But just something about the area doesn't feel right. And we're going to say, again at time, we'll have it that right as you guys are approaching and you see Harsloth over the horizon. We'll pick it up next time as you guys are approaching the city.
Oh, snap. I approached a city once.
Yep. You see the gates. You see some smoke from just random little fires and things. See a few carts that are stopped outside the gates that seem to be talking to the guards and things to get passage through. We'll pick it up next time there.
Okie dokie.
Cool.
All right.
Very-
Experience questions.
Oh, fuck.
Oh boy.
I remembered. Did you participate in the session? Everyone did.
Did
So,
I? Yeah.
1 point. Did you make progress on the story or objective?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Not the right kind of progress, but we still made it.
Good God, did
You
we ever?
progressed.
We did. In a
Did
direction
you
of
fail a
some kind.
roll or take any harm from a push?
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you gain or remove any conditions?
Nope.
Did you perform any extraordinary feats?
I think so. I blew Percy up. And
And
Loden
John
created a
slingshot.
TNT slingshot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like
Mhm.
John's TNT slingshot. That was fun. I'll take Chuck loading the coin or loading the TNT,
Yeah.
turning Percy into a coin. That was
Mhm.
really funny.
Really, sometimes we just do terrible things to earn XP. That's
I mean,
Yeah,
that's
the
real
moral of our
life.
story. Yeah.
That was pretty good. And then no downtime, so everyone should have got at least 2,
I got
maybe
4.
3.
I'm up to 10 XP.
Sweet.
You should spend some.
Yeah, I need to.
I do too.
Yeah,
How much do you got?
I have 13.
Holy fuck sticks.
I
Wow.
haven't spent it like at all.
Just drop it all in
Yeah.
the skills.
Do you have the big old rules document?
I believe you
link
sent it
still?
to me at some point, but
Okay, cool. Yeah, there's a big section on all the advancements and things you can buy, or you just buy skill points to roll more dice with your skills. But, cool. We'll be back here in a week playing this, seeing all the great decisions you make in the East Lock head home base.
We make great decisions here.
The
Those are great.
best.
Yeah.
The best.
Chuck, what else we got going on?
I've got 3 things that I need to make words about. Thing number 1 is right now my goddamn Kickstarter's live. So go check that out and back that if you hadn't. It is Teenage Odyssey. If I can type the words, there we go. It's Into the Odd based game where you play as teenagers trying to survive the fever dream of the 90s. Go back that shit. It makes me feel good. And if it does well, we've got other games to release. Second thing I've got is actually tomorrow night / today for those of us in Central Time and the US. Saturday night over on Goodman Games Official, 9 p.m. Central, starting up brand new campaign. We're doing the DCC campaign setting, the Chain Coffin, but we're using Weird Frontiers. So that starts Saturday. Jake and Joe are players in that. I'm running it. Bert's also a player, along with Jeremy and Eddie and Dan. Am I missing anyone?
I think that's everyone.
I think that's everyone. And then Wednesday, here on the channel, we'll be getting back to our DCC campaign, Night Below, where John plays 50% of Team Sneak.
I do.
Yeah. That's what I got.
Awesome. Yeah, and like I said earlier, Friday, Anvea, more of that. Getting pretty close to wrapping, I think. I don't know. It's hard to gauge sometimes. But getting, Harsloth, and then assuming you work with Quinlan or not, or maybe you just go, in a totally different direction, and who knows?
We put on the clown costumes and just do our pet.
You just start a
That's what we
slice
do.
of life, thing,
There we
working with
go.
the East
There
Block.
we go.
Yeah,
That's it.
absolutely good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think John's got something too.
I do. Tuesdays and Thursdays on the Defenders of Cobalt YouTube channel, exclusive. It is the season 2 of our Pathfinder 2nd Edition game. However, it is now Outlaws of Alkenstar. You can see literally everybody else here, plus Maitre and Theron. Yes, thank you. I'm blanking on names.
Well, you met him once, so we're not gonna fault you.
Fair.
It would be
but-
different if April forgot
Fair.
his name.
Yeah. But yeah, there's already 2 episodes up. Definitely go check it out. It's chaos. We spent 2 hours recording, just trying to get to the heist. So
Once again, our Pathfinder games are very good at aggressively avoiding plot.
aggressively.
Yeah.
I tried, but then I slept through it.
You did. But the dog didn't carry away your bones, so you just got peed on. It's okay.
Small victory.
Yeah.
Small victories.
Yeah.
And
that's
then one
good.
day Jake will punch a chef in the face, an evil chef.
Yes.
I'll
Evil
stick
enough
with
to
a
be.
chef.
I might even punch the wrong chef.
Who
That's
knows?
fair.
Just start with the line cooks and work your way up.
Exactly.
Mhm.
You
No
got
chef
a
is
job
safe.
there? Is that how that works?
Yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. A lot of fun running this game. Come back in a week, and then all of those other days that we're doing all those other things. And have a good night.
Goodbye.